Welcome to this Pride of Dakota feature. If you're an event planner, you realize how difficult it can be to find speakers that are interesting, inspirational, and can teach your audience a lesson or two about life. It's even tougher when you want someone to do all of that and jump through hoops, literally. In this feature, we'll talk to Ryan Taylor about his Cowboy Logic live tour and how he can actually provide everything we just talked about. Ryan Taylor has been writing his Cowboy Logic columns for regional magazines in the US and Canada since 1994. These columns have been combined into a trilogy of books, including the titles A Collection of Cowboy Logic, Cowboy Logic Continues, and finally Cowboy Logic Family Style. Joining us in the studio is author Ryan Taylor. Ryan, welcome.
Thanks, Scott. Good to be here today.
Excellent. So you have authored a trilogy of books based on your experiences in North Dakota. You're a rancher by trade. You said fourth generation. 1903 is when the ranch was established?
Yep, the place was homesteaded by my great-grandfather and a couple brothers of his, and only thanks to my great-grandmother, that the place stayed intact. There was a period of time there where the three men on the ranch, were all lost tragically in a span of about 17 months, and two women and three little kids kept it through the 1920s and the 1930s, and my dad got to raise us there, and I get to raise our family there along with my wife.
And those fantastic women were the reason that your ranch in 2010 was also inducted into the ranch division of the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame.
It is. It was a real honor. There's some great people and some great ranches in the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. It's an honor to be in the mix. Your
family has really seen a lot of experiences. I mean, throughout those years of ranching, and your experiences as not only the rancher, but a father and a politician. I mean, you spent some time on the campaign trail, and, I've heard you speak several times. And you always seem to work in your stories in a very relevant way to the audience that you're talking to. And I'd like you to talk a little bit about your Cowboy Logic live experience.
I first started speaking as a after-dinner speaker, if you want to call it that, after I was writing my column for some time, and people would read the column in Ag Week or whichever magazine they happened to pick up, and, well, then they have a roast beef supper or a banquet of some kind, and, gosh, we need someone to entertain us, and they just gave me a call. So I would go and kind of do the same thing, except in person, talking about common, ordinary things, yep. and then finding lessons that were kind of hidden in there, little gems. And then you have to do something else, and I don't play guitar, and I don't, sing in public, a little more private, just church and different things. So I broke out my ropes, which I've always been a rope spinner since I was a little kid, kind of a sure sign of a wasted youth that I picked up rope spinning as a hobby. And so kind of like Will Rogers, I use the ropes to help augment those stories, and we talk about teamwork, and we talk about showing the ropes to the next generation, and doing the hard things in life, which is all kind of tied up, so to speak, in the ropes and the stories.
I've even seen you tie in your ropes to dating and marriage.
Absolutely, yeah. You can learn a lot from a simple piece of cotton rope. We can talk about relationships and marriage, and we have a good time, and that's what people like to do. I'm big in towns under 2,000, I like to say, but we have been in the big city, and we've provided entertainment to financial planners and bankers and farmers and ranchers and teachers and all manner of people, and you don't have to be a cowboy to enjoy Cowboy Logic.
Absolutely. So they're going to get some stories that are light and funny and touches the heart, and then they're going to get the relevant life lessons along with it, and then to see someone do actual rope spinning is quite a sight to see. I mean, if you have not seen someone participate in that.
Well, it really keeps the audience awake, especially in the front row, because, you never know if that rope might sneak over and break a glass on your table. And that's only happened once. I was in Carrington, and we paid for the glass when we left, but everyone had a good time. It's been a lot of fun, and we enjoy doing it. And one thing is we get to meet people that read my stories, sure. and get a personal connection with folks that oftentimes have read that Ag Week story every other week for, coming on to 20 years, some of these folks. So
if you have not read any of the books from Ryan Taylor's Cowboy Logic trilogy, I highly recommend just pick them all up. They make perfect gifts for those people who love those stories. They're all based from their North Dakota experiences, and I'm sure beyond. And if someone wants to hire you, though, to speak and to be a part of their event, Ryan, what's the best way to get a hold of you to do that?
Easiest would be to go to my website, www.mycowboylogic.com. There's places there where you can contact me, and that'll just go right to my email box. They can find me on Facebook, Ryan Taylor's Cowboy Logic. And usually it starts with an email. We're in the book. They can find Ryan Taylor. We're the only Taylor in the Towner phone book. Even though we've been there a long time, we must not be so prolific that we filled the phone book up. And, it's a phone call, it's an email, it's a website, and all that information is in the covers of the book too. And like you said, gift-wise, the nice thing about the books when people buy them for gifts is that they're rather square, they're easy to wrap, they're easy to mail, and a lot of people use them as a bathroom reader because the stories are short. So
perfect. And hey, you can always jump on YouTube and find a video or two of you doing your rope tricks. It's highly worth taking a look at. So if you want someone that will entertain, inspire, and educate, and then jump through hoops at the same time, Ryan Taylor's your man. Ryan, I really appreciate you spending some time with us today.
Well, thanks a lot, Scott. We enjoyed being here, and we like getting around and seeing folks, so give us a call.
For more information on this Pride of Dakota featured member, or to find other feature podcast episodes, visit our website at prideofdakota.com or join the conversation at facebook.com/prideofdakota.